going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you today. Do me a favor, take a moment, hit the like button, the subscribe button, leave some criticism in the comment section. As always, run over to Twitter and push this video there if you will. Trying to get some views for this thing. My username is Shutdown Safety Man. I've got Danny Jugan back with me. Been on the channel a lot, really, to talk about Access Football, available on your mobile app, your PC, and obviously has its Kickstarter winding down this weekend and Monday. But before we get into that, man, let's just talk about where we are in the gaming community. I think some of you understand the severity of the situation, right? So I've had Madden developers on my channel. They've both, talked about how 2K8 obviously did some things a little better than current day Madden, and we all know the post-mortem on 2K8, all right? Outdated tech, outdated consoles, outdated technology, still able in some aspects, but obviously not all, to perform better than Madden. And I think we also have to understand the fact that 2K8 did not sell well. That's why we don't have a 2K8 football game. They lost money on All-Pro Football 2K8, and subsequently, any developer that's came into the marketplace afterwards has to look at the elephant in the room that what we generally consider one of the greatest football games of all time was not supported enough by this community to sustain itself. So here we are now, indie developers trying to get involved, and we're kind of facing a tough road here. I mean, you're going to have these indie developers that see that there's not a lot of support here from our community if they continue to see projects like Access Football come along and not get the success and backing that they need, in large part because the community is not supporting them. So Danny, with that being said, you've got about 2 days here, and barring, a large investor, we'll just be honest, it doesn't appear solely based on the community efforts you're going to be able to eclipse your goal. Can you talk a little bit about the support that you have seen thus far?
So yeah, with about 2 days left on the Kickstarter, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we are going to hit our goal. For those that have supported, I would like to give a big thank you. Certainly this game is where it is because of support from the community. Not only has several members pledged financially to support the game, but they've also provided a great deal of feedback and direction to the game that we will certainly be taking into account from here on out.
So with that in mind, with your last minute people here that are maybe seeing this for the first time or they want to get involved, what would you say to somebody right now that's on the fence about making a donation, knowing, there's $8,000 or so that needs to be raised in a relatively short period of time?
So if you're on the fence about whether or not this is something that you want to support, I'd just like to encourage you to take a look at the options that are out there now. Basically, we have one. And if you're on the fence, it's most likely because you're not sure if this game is going to turn into something that's going to be a viable alternative to Madden. And I would just like to ask you to believe in me. Believe in the franchise, believe in the game, look at where it started and look at where it is now. Certainly it has a long way to go, but I'm committed to this. I'm in this for the long run, and I can do a lot of cool things with your support.
Okay, so let's say things don't come to fruition because, based on the support we've talked about, do you have any plans that are going to allow those people to contribute the funding they've already promised or the talents that they have in order to help with Access Football going forward?
So if things don't turn out the way I would like in terms of the Kickstarter being successful, we certainly have plans built in to allow those that want to help, want to support the game, and the plans that we have for the 2016 version to continue to do that. I will honor any of the pledges that have been made. Certainly, if you're not familiar with the way Kickstarter works, you won't get charged if the campaign itself isn't successful. So if we don't make it, those that have pledged won't get charged, but I'm going to open things up in a different medium to allow them to support the game if they want. I've been working with a studio called Iron Belly Studio that does a lot of custom mocap animations, and I've got some price points as far as what we can add to the game, so I will be reaching out to those that have pledged to support and to see if they would like to do so. Again, I will honor all of the pledge levels and the rewards that goes along with that in the event that they still want to support the game. and the Kickstarter is not successful. So if people get a hold of this kind of after things settle down, Kickstarter's over and that sort of thing, and they want to get in touch with me, they want to figure out how they can support, maybe they didn't see the Kickstarter in time, the best way to get in touch with me is either through Twitter or a direct email. So my Twitter handle is at AxisGamesDev, or they can send me a direct email. My email address is danny@axisgamesonline.com. I try to respond to everyone that sends an email. Same thing with Twitter. I'd love to hear from you. Love to hear your thoughts about the game, what we can do to improve it. I've said from day one that I want this game to be something that the community kind of builds around. So the game will be what they want.
Alright guys, so once again, I appreciate Danny for coming on the channel to talk about this. I certainly appreciate the support that you guys give me in the channel. And if I don't have to tell you by now anymore, I don't know what to say. You know that I'll be back in the week with more commentary.